Wow, incredible. Check this out. We have apricots, plums, almonds, and even peaches, all on the same tree. If you've always wanted to graft but never knew how to do it easily, stay tuned to this video because I'm going to show you not only how to graft, but also how to have a multi-fruit tree, something almost no one is going to teach you. In this video, I'll show you all the secrets, so pay close attention because we're getting started. To make the graft or the multi-fruit tree, we're going to use this almond tree as the base, although you could also use an apricot, plum, or peach tree. In this case, we're using an almond tree because that's what I have here. All of these can be used as rootstock because they belong to the same family of stone fruit trees and are highly compatible with each other. This way, we'll have the option to do this type of graft on different trees depending on what we have at home. So, what materials are we going to need to do this graft? Well, just some very simple materials. We're going to need a drill and also a small set of drill bits. And here's something very important. The drill bit should match the thickness of the scion we're going to use. If the scion is thinner, we'll use a thinner drill bit. And if the scion is thicker, we'll use a thicker drill bit. That's why it's so useful to have a small set of drill bits, because scions usually aren't all the same size. So this way we can adapt to each one. We're also going to use regular electrical tape. Yes, the kind everyone knows, because I want anyone to be able to do this graft at home without having to buy special materials. In addition, we'll use healing paste to properly seal the graft area and prevent moisture, air, or possible diseases from getting in. And of course, we'll need the scions from the varieties we're going to graft: the flat peach or peach tree, the apricot tree, and the plum tree. The first thing we're going to do is choose the area of the almond tree where we'll place the grafts. In this case, I've chosen this part. Keep in mind that we're going to place 3 scions, so it's best not to put them too close together or too far apart. The idea is to have them well distributed so that each one has space to sprout in the future. It's also important to pay attention to the orientation, because if we can choose an area where it doesn't get direct sunlight during the hottest hours of the day, that's much better. Now we're going to prepare the scions. We take the first scion and gradually trim down the base. The idea is to shape it so it looks like the tip of a pencil. You don't need to make an extremely sharp tip, but it should fit well so it can go into the hole we'll make with the drill. And we do the same with the other scion. The important thing is that they fit firmly and that the contact area with the rootstock's bark is as good as possible. Once we have the scions ready, we're going to make the holes. Now we select the drill bit that best matches the thickness of the scion. Then we simply proceed to drill the hole like this. Once the holes are made, we're going to clean them. We can use a small bottle of water and pour a little stream inside. This helps remove any sawdust or debris left inside. And if we see any splinters or bits of wood, we can remove them with a thin wire. The idea is to have a clean hole so the scion fits well and makes good contact. Now, let's insert the scions. We take the first scion and place it inside the hole. It should go in firmly but without breaking. And here comes one of the most important details of the whole video. The bark of the scion should be as close as possible to the bark of the almond tree, because that's where the sap flows and where the union will happen. If the scion is completely centered and doesn't touch the living part of the tree, it's very likely that it won't work. So we make sure to place them in tightly, each one in its corresponding hole like this. Once the 3 scions are in place, we're going to seal the area. We take the healing paste and use a brush to apply it around each graft. This helps protect the wound. It also prevents air or excess moisture from getting in and helps the tree close up the area better. Additionally, many healing pastes are usually formulated with resin, wax, and in some cases copper-based compounds or fungicidal substances that help protect the wound against fungi and other infections. That's why they're so highly recommended, especially for grafts, where any entry of moisture or disease can ruin all the work you've done. But can you do it without healing paste? Yes, you can. In fact, if you don't have healing paste, you could also use a bit of aloe vera as a temporary substitute, since aloe has protective properties and helps keep the area hydrated. But without a doubt, if we want to maximize our chances of success, healing paste is infinitely better and is the most recommended option. Now let's secure everything well. Grab the electrical tape and wrap it several times around the graft area. The idea is that the scions don't move at all. Not from the wind, not when you touch the branch, not from any little bump. If the scion moves during the first few days, the graft might fail. So tighten it just enough to hold everything in place, but without completely strangling the area. And now comes another crucial step. We're gonna create a little greenhouse effect. To do this, we'll use a plastic bag. Since all 3 grafts fit inside the same bag, we don't need to use several. We place the bag over the 3 scions and gently seal it with electrical tape so it's well closed. And why do we do this? Because this way we keep the humidity inside and prevent the scions from drying out while they're still not attached to the tree. This step is crucial and can greatly increase the chances of the graft being successful. From here on, it's time to wait. Over the next few weeks, we shouldn't be constantly touching the scions. You need to make sure the bags stay in place, that not too much water gets inside, that there's no rot, and that the graft doesn't move. It's also important that the tree gets the right amount of water, without waterlogging. If the rootstock is strong, it'll have much more energy to feed the new grafts. It's been about 3 months since we started this project, and now get ready because what you're about to see is truly amazing. Take a look inside the bags. Yeah, that's right, we've done it. We've succeeded. The scions have sprouted, and that means the graft is worked. From now on this very almond tree, we're gonna have different varieties growing at the same time. We're gonna have almonds, we're gonna have peaches, or flat peaches, we're gonna have apricots, and we're also gonna have plums, all on a single tree. Honestly, this still seems like a real wonder to me. Being able to have several different fruits growing on the same tree is just incredible. And if after seeing this, there's still someone who thinks nature isn't amazing, seriously, they should come and explain it to me. And now tell me in the comments, which fruit are you gonna try it with? Or if you have any questions about something in the video, leave them down here and I'll help you out. By the way, if you like the video, please give me a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. And by the way, let me know which country you're watching from too. Thank you so much for being here. A big hug and see you next time.